In the high-stakes world of professional fighting, a darker side lurks, the realm of foul play. Beyond the displays of skill, a shadowy underbelly of underhanded tactics emerges, revealing the lengths some athletes will go to gain an advantage. In this examination, we'll delve into the dirty tricks that have become pervasive, exposing the hidden truths behind these controversial maneuvers. Low blows, the ultimate cheat code. Amidst the intense physicality and strategic maneuvering of professional fighting, one of the most contentious and commonly employed tactics is the use of low blows. Despite being strictly prohibited, these strikes targeting the groin area are often deployed by fighters seeking a momentary edge over their opponents. The psychology behind this tactic is multifaceted. Is it a desperate act of a cornered athlete, or a calculated decision to exploit a vulnerable region? While the immediate impact of a low blow can be debilitating, incapacitating the victim long enough for a strategic follow-up, the long-term consequences extend beyond the physical realm. These illegal strikes not only result in warnings and point deductions, but also leave a lasting stain on the fighter's reputation and credibility. The ability of some athletes to disguise low blows as accidental further complicates the issue, making it challenging for officials to consistently identify and penalize these infractions. As the line between gamesmanship and outright cheating blurs, the ethical implications of low blows come into sharp focus, calling into question the very essence of fair competition. Eye gouging. Blinding your opponent, among the most egregious and potentially devastating tactics employed in professional fighting, is the act of eye gouging. While often dismissed as mere accidents or unintentional occurrences, the reality is that this tactic is a deliberate and highly dangerous maneuver. By targeting the eyes of their opponents, fighters can temporarily blind their adversaries, severely limiting their vision and ability to defend themselves effectively. The intense pain and the potential for permanent damage make eye gouging an especially troubling tactic, one that pushes the boundaries of acceptable behavior in the sport. Fighters have been known to strategically position their hands in a way that allows them to gouge their opponent's eyes, a move that is often difficult for officials to detect in the heat of the moment. The consequences of such actions can be career-altering, as the loss of vision can have devastating effects on a fighter's competitive future. Despite the clear prohibitions against eye gouging in most professional fighting organizations, the temptation to employ this tactic remains, as some athletes are willing to risk severe penalties in the pursuit of a momentary advantage. Headbutting, a violent and underhanded move in the chaotic world of close-quarter combat. Headbutting stands out as a particularly brutal and sneaky tactic used by some fighters. By targeting the sensitive areas of the opponent's face, such as the nose, chin, or forehead, athletes who employ headbutts can inflict extreme pain and disorientation. The insidious nature of this move lies in its speed and unpredictability, making it challenging for officials to identify and penalize in the moment. The inherent danger of headbutting lies in its potential to cause serious injuries, including concussions and fractures, raising concerns about the safety and integrity of the sport. While headbutting is banned in nearly all professional fighting organizations, the temptation to use this tactic remains, as some athletes are willing to risk the consequences in their pursuit of a decisive advantage. The psychological impact of a well-placed headbutt can also be significant, as it may provoke an emotional reaction from the opponent, throwing them off balance and disrupting their strategic focus. Illegal elbows. The sharp weapon in close quarters elbows can be a powerful and effective weapon in professional fighting, but when used illegally, they can inflict severe harm. Strikes delivered with the elbow, particularly when aimed at the opponent's head or neck, have the potential to cause deep cuts, bruising, and even fractures. However, some fighters have exploited the rules, finding ways to utilize elbows in manners that defy the established regulations. Whether it's delivering strikes from illegal angles or targeting vulnerable areas when the opponent is in a compromised position, the use of illegal elbows can have devastating consequences. The challenge for officials lies in their ability to detect these infractions amidst the chaos of a fight, as the speed and subtlety of some of these illegal elbow techniques make them difficult to identify and penalize in real time. The damage inflicted by an illegal elbow strike can be severe, potentially leading to stoppages and disqualifications, underscoring the importance of enforcing the rules and protecting the safety of the athletes. Using the cage or ropes to gain leverage. In the high-octane world of professional fighting, the cage or ropes that surround the arena are often used by athletes to control the movement and positioning of their opponents. However, some fighters have taken this a step further, manipulating these elements of the environment in ways that provide them with an unfair advantage. Whether it's holding onto the cage to maintain balance, using it as a springboard for leverage in a clinch, or trapping an opponent against the ropes, these tactics represent a clear violation of the spirit of fair play. While the subtlety of these maneuvers can make them challenging for referees to detect, the impact they have on the flow and fairness of the fight is undeniable. By exploiting the physical boundaries of the arena, these athletes are able to destabilize their opponents, creating openings for strikes or takedowns that might otherwise be difficult to achieve. The risk of severe penalties, including disqualification, looms over those who choose to engage in such tactics, but the potential rewards of gaining an edge over their adversaries may prove too tempting for some fighters to resist. Striking after the bell. Gaining an unfair advantage in the heat of the moment, when the adrenaline is pumping and the stakes are high. Some fighters have been known to seize an unfair advantage by striking their opponents after the bell has sounded, signaling the end of the round. This tactic, which is clearly illegal, is designed to catch the opponent off guard and leave them stunned and disoriented as they transition into the next round. The impact of these post-bell strikes can be significant, as they can inflict lasting damage and disrupt the natural flow of the fight. While fighters may argue that they simply didn't hear the bell, or that the blow was unintentional, the reality is that this tactic represents a blatant disregard for the rules and a willingness to exploit the vulnerability of an unsuspecting opponent. The challenge for officials lies in their ability to quickly identify and penalize these infractions, as the chaos of a fight can make it difficult to determine the precise timing of a strike. Nonetheless, the risk of disqualification or other severe penalties looms large for those who choose to engage in this underhanded practice, underscoring the importance of maintaining the integrity of the sport. Fake taps. Trickery and submissions are a crucial component of many forms of professional fighting, particularly in the realm of mixed martial arts. However, some athletes have been known to employ a devious tactic, the fake tap out. By pretending to surrender to a submission hold, the fighter forces their opponent to release the move, only to launch a counterattack once the submission is broken. This tactic not only represents a clear breach of sportsmanship, but also puts both fighters at risk, as it can disrupt the natural flow of the fight and lead to dangerous situations where athletes push their bodies beyond their limits. The line between a genuine tap-out and a deceptive one can be thin, and referees often struggle to make the right call in the heat of the moment. The key to mastering this tactic lies in the fighter's ability to deceive their opponent, convincing them that they have gained the upper hand, only to turn the tables with a surprise offensive. While the potential rewards of this underhanded move may tempt some athletes, the long-term consequences, both in terms of reputation and potential injury, make it a high-risk gamble. Feigning injury. A cheap shot to gain advantage in the high-stakes world of professional fighting, where the drive to win is paramount. Some athletes have resorted to a particularly insidious tactic, feigning injury. By pretending to be hurt, these fighters are able to temporarily halt the proceedings, allowing them to recover from exhaustion or regroup in a less favorable position. This manipulation of the rules not only frustrates their opponents, but also plays on the emotions of the referees and the audience, who may be inclined to show compassion or grant a respite. The psychological impact of a suspected fake injury can also be significant, as it can sow doubt in the opponent's mind and shift the momentum of the fight. While the short-term benefits of this underhanded move may be tempting, the long-term consequences make it a high-stakes gamble that underscores the importance of maintaining the integrity and sportsmanship of the sport. The world of professional fighting is intense, and while the athletes who compete are some of the best in the world, it's clear that dirty tactics are sometimes used to tilt the scales in favor of one fighter. From low blows to feigned injuries, these underhanded moves not only hurt the integrity of the sport, but also put the fighters at risk of severe consequences. But as we've seen, these tactics are still part of the game, sometimes hidden in plain sight. If you found this video helpful and informative, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.